As you might have heard earlier today, Adrian Peterson has opted out of his contract and will be hitting the free agency market. Now, there are obviously a lot of teams that were going to be interested in a running back. Obviously, in my opinion, the number one pick would probably be the New York Giants for a team that probably needs a running back of some kind. I know this article in the Washington Post says Bucks and Texans, which I do see. The Bucks, the reason why they're on there is because they might release Doug Martin from further reports, and some people also say the Texans. I do think Lamar Miller is a good running back in this league, but they could go for Adrian Peterson because I think he is familiar with the Texas area, and also running back depth wouldn't really hurt that much, and he might be more than just a depth piece. He just might as well still be the starter. Now, I do have some concerns with him at 32 years old. Well, coming up in 3 weeks, and obviously he might be losing speed and all that. And he's definitely has a lot of power, so he's not going to be heavily reliant on his speed. But he still looks very explosive. Now, explosiveness versus speed is very different. Now, how I was able to see his explosiveness was on the TMC video, which I'll show you in a moment. I'll also cite the sources and share the link below. But he's one of these. It's very interesting because 31. That's been the Vikings offense for a long time. It's taken a lot of carries, a lot of brutal punishment, and 2 injuries, and he's still going out it. I mean, if you read, if you look down here for a moment, he actually said, or he kind of declined an $18 million option. $18 million? He thinks he can still play. I have to say that's a lot of confidence right there, a lot of it. But yeah, it's hard to blame him because when you look at him right here on this video of TMZ Sports, he's doing stuff that he used to do in college. Obviously, this is I think he's doing a 225 bench press in the next clip right there, which is what he did in college when he was coming out of the combine. And obviously, he had a mixture of speed. He ran a 4.3 to a 4.4, 4.5. I think he took the 40 time three times apparently. And as you will see later on in the clip, that you will see he has plenty of explosiveness. I mean, he's been squatting, and he looks pretty good out there doing the squatting. Obviously, as you see, he's going to squat up, jump up, and he looks pretty darn healthy out there to get the point. If you want to see something a little bit more impressive, is when he's doing this. Yeah, because the guy's still explosive. I'm just questioning about his speed. And earlier this season, a lot of people forget that he didn't start off the season too great. If I'll find the quotation right here, but well, it looks like they took it away from me. But he had 37. He only had like 2 yards per carry on 37 carries. That's a little bit concerning. And obviously, the Giants and Buccaneers are going to be one of those teams that are going to be interested in him. Yep, 72 yards on 37 carries. So that's less than 2 yards per carry. That's not too great, obviously. Now, he definitely got injured during the Packers game and all of that, but it's definitely going to be an interesting situation with him. Now, is he going to have a reunion with the Cowboys, a team that he actually forced or almost demanded a trade from the Minnesota Vikings to trade him to the Cowboys? But now the Cowboys, they have Eziekel Elliot, and I don't think that they're going to be. I don't think, obviously, Jerry Jones wouldn't mind having him on the roster, but I think he wants to be the starting running back. Now, there are definitely some potential places for him, but I definitely see him on a team that's going to try to win and definitely had some improvement. I mean, the one team is the New York Giants. I mean, I think that's definitely a big one right there. I think they're a tough organization. I think he's a tough football player. I think he's going to want to join them. And obviously, even though Eli Manning had a terrible season last year, they say something in the regards of, well, he's had success in the past. I mean, he did win 2 Super Bowls, and that 2011 run, he was quite impressive, So, and they definitely need an improvement on the run game if they want to be kind of balanced or more balanced on offense, which they kind of lacked last year. And they already released Rashad Jennings. Now, another team now a lot of people aren't talking about is the Denver Broncos. Now, some people are saying about the Broncos is that they shouldn't go after Adrian Peterson. They should stay away from him. Well, the Broncos don't really have a great offensive line, but John Elway is definitely a trader, and I definitely think that they would like an upgrade at running back. I think he still has the explosiveness, still has the power. I'm still questioning his ability to run, though, with the speed. Knee's pretty rough. I know he can still squat, though, but speed's a big factor in his game, and I want to see how he's going to be used. And I heard the New England Patriots might be interested in him, but the fact that they both opted out, Minnesota and Adrian Peterson opted out of that $18 million contract, he's going to be asking for a lot of money, and New England's. I don't really see them giving an outside free agent, a free agent that has never been part of their organization, unless he wants to come in a deal. And I think the Giants are more capable of paying for him versus the New England Patriots. Now, obviously, another team could be the Kansas City Chiefs right there. I think that's definitely an option. I mean, Jamal Charles just he hasn't played in like 2 seasons practically, and then you could put him there. And obviously, you get a decent offensive line with AP there. I think that could be definitely an upgrade because I think O line's a big part. Now, I think that's the one thing that hurts the Denver Broncos is the offensive line. I know they do have Evan Mathis, and I know he's pretty good, and they have some decent players right there, but they're gonna need to upgrade the O line if Adrian Peterson might be there because they're going to need to have to protect them a little bit. And I know that's something they want to invest in. Yeah, so when I look at Adrian Peterson, I'm in question that he can play, but that TMZ video definitely kind of makes me second guess myself a lot. I think he could definitely still play, and I definitely think he's a fun running back. I think, in my opinion, he's not the best running back of all time. He's the most talented running back of all time. And I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Obviously, I don't think he played in an era where he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer because running backs really aren't valued that much in the modern NFL, not by much. So, also. And when I look at it, I think the Giants are the number one team to get him. I definitely think that he would definitely love playing for New York. I think New York is kind of emerging more into a player organization under Ben McAdoo, and I think Adrian Peterson would really like that. Just kind of knowing him, how he can be a little bit. Obviously, he's not too outspoken, but I know at times that he gets upset with the amount of carries he gets in a game and all that. So I could definitely see the Giants right there. Some say the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks really like Thomas Rawls, but I wouldn't rule out the Seahawks because the Seahawks they can practically anyone. I think the Seahawks are a very attractive team to a lot of free agents out there, especially for Adrian Peterson. He's going to get a lot of carries in Seattle, knowing how Seattle runs the game. But definitely the number one team right here is the New York Giants, and I think that if they do get Adrian Peterson, then they're competing for a bye and winning that division.